Hey guys, Mr. R here, and in today's lesson, we are going to work more with the genre of nonfiction and metacognition. And remember, metacognition is the little voice in your brain that's talking to you while you are reading. Anytime I'm looking at a selection, I'm going to do a quick preview to see what genre I'm probably reading to get my game plan ready. And after a quick preview there, I see some of the text features that let me know the AP, the author's purpose, is nonfiction. So since I know this is nonfiction, my game plan, I know that I need to read a little bit slower because this selection is going to be full of facts and harder vocabulary, which means I need to be prepared. I might have to rewind or reread or use Clara to clarify some of the things that I'm reading about. I'm going to jump in. Our title, the passage of food. That gives me a clue here. Okay, I'm going to be reading something about food. Our bodies are made up of cells that need food to stay alive. The human body has a group of organs that work together to take in food we eat, make it usable for our cells, and pass the unused food out of our bodies. This group of organs is called the digestive system. System. That makes a thought go off in my brain. I've heard of systems before. In fact, when we were reading something for our science, we did read about, a group of cells working together is a system. So that's pretty cool. Nice to make a connection to what you're reading. Let's take a close look at the organs of the digestive system to find out what each organ does that carry out life's processes. And again, I'm just going to put like a little check mark because that makes me feel good. We've heard about life's processes before. Food begins its journey to our cells in our mouths. There, our teeth tear the food into small pieces. Our tongues mix the food pieces with liquid called saliva until it is wet and soft and can be swallowed. Wait a minute. So, saliva, I've heard of that before. I'm going to do a little clarifying here. So, our tongues mix food with liquid saliva. So, that's spit. But spit has a purpose. Wet and soft and can... Oh, so that helps me know that spit or saliva actually helps me eat. Going to keep reading. When swallowed, food passes through a tube called an esophagus, where it is pushed into our stomachs. And you can see some of that hard vocabulary already coming up. The stomach is a major organ of our digestive systems. An adult stomach is about 10 inches long and shaped like a hot dog. Shaped like a hot dog. That just kind of gives me, that's a cool fact. Gives me a cool little visual. In my brain, now I can relate to that because I know what a hot dog is shaped like. As food passes into the stomach, it stretches much like a balloon. Again, another comparison to help us out. Our pancreas send chemicals to our stomachs to help break down the food. The strong muscles in the walls of our stomachs push the food around to mix it with the chemicals from our pancreas. I've got another little connection here. Push the food around to mix it. Right here. I'm just going to write in the word felt. I've felt that before. I've felt food mixing around in my stomach or, I've heard my stomach make noises, maybe if I was hungry. Our gallbladders add bile to the food in our stomachs. This bile helps break the food down into even smaller bits. I'm going to let you know right here is where I'm going to cut off. I've modeled some of my thinking. I've clarified. I've kind of made some predictions here about some of the stuff. What I'm going to do for the rest of this selection is I'm going to finish reading it, but I'm not going to model any of my thinking or my metacognition because you are going to do that on your own. And if you want to stop here and you want to finish reading on your own, the selection is there on the independent practice for you. When the food is a fine paste, the muscles of the stomach push the food into a 23-foot-long tube called our small intestines. In our small intestines, the final breakdown of food takes place as it continues to mix with the bile and chemicals. Along with the walls of our small intestines are tiny hair-like villi that are the doors that the food passes through to enter our bloodstream, where it is carried to our livers for cleaning, then to cells throughout our body. Food that can't be broken down to pass through villi and into our blood is pushed into our large intestines, where water and other liquids that our body can use are removed. The unused food is called waste. The waste passes from our large intestines into our rectum, where it is held until our rectums are full. Finally, the waste is passed out of our body through an opening called the anus. These amazing organs of our bodies, called the digestive system, work together to feed our cells and keep our bodies healthy. And really quickly, I just want to share with you that nonfiction, most of the time, usually kind of ties everything together in those last couple of paragraphs for you. And here you can see some of the parts of the digestive system.